People may hear your words, but they feel your attitude. Hey there, how's it going, you guys? Thanks for joining me for another episode of Bitcoin and Coffee. I'll be your host, Eugene Forrest. So what have we got going on today with these crazy cryptocurrency markets? Sideways action, right? Hanging out there a little bit below that $10,000 area. Where are we going from here? That's the $1 million question right now. Are we consolidating to break down to lower levels or the accumulation zone, as we can see from the mirror multiple? Or are we going to be shooting up, seeing all new highs, 12,000, 13,000, 15,000 before you know it? You got to shake a magic 8 ball to figure out this kind of stuff. But you know what? We're here. We're enjoying the ride. And you know who's strapped in my co-seat? I got Sammy.
Good evening, everyone.
So how are you feeling this evening, Samantha?
It's all right. I was the first day back to work. It was not super horrible, so I will take it.
So the first day back to work wasn't that bad. Price of Bitcoin's a little under 10,000. Life's not bad?
It's not bad.
All right. All right.
I mean, I'm a glass kind of full kind of girl, and it's a half full, at least.
Right, you can stay optimistic, right? There's lots of room for adoption. Lots of things going for us.
It was not
still here sucking in air.
Yep.
Would you mind pulling up Coin Paprika? Let's take a look at these cryptocurrency markets. Let's see how we're doing out here in the altcoins. Let's see if that altcoin season started that everybody's really hoping for, to be able to fix maybe some of their losses, right? As they've traded the entire bear market, hoping to make something out of nothing.
There you go. You are now refreshed. See, I don't know. I don't know if that's one of the simple pleasures of being a maximalist is the altcoin bubble and the altcoin season does not affect me very much at all.
Right, that it's just another talking point here in the cryptocurrency space as you stand around in the high school talking about the drama.
It's just, yes, like, I don't know. I've never been a scratch off or a lottery winner or a get rich quick kind of person. I don't really think that happens. It's not in me. I'm not wheeling and dealing, I guess, good enough. So I don't trade.
All right. So we got the BTC dominance coming in at 64.05%. That's slipping backwards just a little bit. Not even a full percent, though. So I wouldn't worry about it. We got the market cap coming in at $274 billion. I mean, we're still below that $300 billion. I definitely was kind of hoping to get back up there by now. But in other words, that would take Bitcoin getting the price back up there. So I guess it goes hand in hand as we see the Bitcoin price moving sideways, coming in at $9,872. That is down only 0.3% with a loss of 6.31 on the overall 7 days.
I mean, that's still just above like average day trading. Horrible. You're 5% crap.
I mean, I don't see how we can really be disappointed about Bitcoin at $9,872. You know, we did come from 3,000 something.
I mean,
right?
It's
4,000.
Now watch, as soon as I say these kinds of things, because you speak it into existence. But I mean, it is really kind of staying into 1,200 area. Like, it just kind of bounces all around. And you know, like it's not super drastic, which is good. It makes everybody kind of feel nice. But yes, watch now something happen.
We got Ethereum coming in at $220. That's up 0.44% right now. Not that much of a changing the chart on me, down 1.25%. All right, we got XRP coming in at 32.4 cents. That's a 3% gain with a 1.25% gain on the overall week, almost a full percent there on Litecoin coming in at $94.37. Bitcoin Cash at $318. Look at that, 5%. Nice.
XRP and Bitcoin Cash are the ones that are up. Oh, and EOS.
We got BNB token. They're up almost 0.5% and trying to struggle to get back up there to the other side of $30, coming in at $29.01. EOS, $4.63. It's up 1.32%. Look at Cardano down there. Is that a 7% peeking out at me? 6.2 cents. Nice. 4% on the week.
Ooh,
EOS was
down.
EOS was the gainer, though, if you were to have bought the dip.
XRP and EOS both are a positive.
All right, let's take a look at the Steam back dollar.
Ooh, Steam
back dollar. Coming in at 95.9 cents, telling us that these altcoins are still undervalued if we're using this as an overall metrics to determine the market, saying that, hey, maybe Bitcoin's going to take a break. Maybe we are going to consolidate below 9,000. Maybe an altcoin is incoming, or an altcoin season is incoming. I know that's what a lot of people would like to be hearing right now. I mean, if Bitcoin gets down there to the $8,000 area, you know, I just start looking at the mirror multiple. And when I see this at 1.57 right now, knowing that mirror multiple is at 1.39, I start saying, well, how do I get myself in a position to accumulate? Because you guys know I talk about Bitcoin and that I'm like 99% in Bitcoin, you know, so when do you make your moves? How do you prepare to make your moves? Well, the mirror multiple is a really good indicator, right? Yes. When mirror multiple and you're below it, then, hey, start dollar cost averaging again. If you're above it, you might want to turn off the dollar cost averaging. If you see a really big dip, maybe you should take advantage of it.
I mean, mirror multiple really does not take into account anything else other than just straight Bitcoin. So if that's what you're going for, yeah, it is a glass half full most of the time and a very good predictor.
All right. So as we do every single episode around here, we got to talk about the Tally Fund because we're a not-for-profit organization. We're trying to change it up a little bit and get out of the state of Florida. We've already gone to 3 different events and passed out Bitcoin flyers with embedded QR codes. It's gone over really well. And every single time we get out there and do this, our skills become better, right? We're interacting with people.
It's a lot easier, yeah, every time. I mean, you're less nervous. I mean, we literally saw a handful of the same people at all 3 festivals, so it was very easy to approach those people.
Well, we won't be seeing the same people this time at the festivals.
Right.
As we're trying to get to Arkansas, we're going to go to the Wakanda Festival here in Mulberry Mountain. I mean, this is going to be fantastic. It's going to be 4 days long. They're even offering an early day package now for $50 extra. I mean, I don't know about it. I have to see something more in the donational area to think about that. But I want to go. I want to be able to pass out these flyers. I want to be able to tell everyone about Bitcoin and record as much of this as possible. I'm thinking possibly during some of this camping, I might be able to record some interviews, possibly do some live streams if the internet will allow. I can't say for sure what it's going to be like there. You know,
yes,
in the Ozark Mountain region.
No idea. I mean, yes, you'd think mountains. Hopefully, it'd have good reception.
But hopefully, we'll have some nice pre-records at the very least of us being able to conversate with millennials as we're trying to turn them on to Bitcoin. Have they already heard of it? I mean, good chances are that they have. What are their thoughts and feelings about it? Right? Is it just magical internet money? Is it something that's only for the drug markets? Or is it just a high-risk investment that they just don't really understand?
I'm sensing that there's going to be a lot of waiting around time before and then exiting. Because, I mean, you can literally go a day and a half early. That's what the $50 pass is. But, I mean, like, it is like 12 hours that you can actually start standing in line to get your camping spot before it even opens. And then, I mean, I'm sure the exit's going to be the same, and bathroom lines and food lines, and, you know, I mean,
all right.
Yes.
Let me go ahead and stop the screen share.
I'm thinking lots of opportunities to talk to people.
Pop out the backyard. Let me pull up the chat. All right. Let me grab this Heineken. Oh, man, I'm glad it is Friday.
Woo. You're only glad it's Friday because you don't work on Fridays. Mm-hmm.
I'm always working, Samantha. I cut the grass today. He did. I prepared for tomorrow's show because I've been telling you guys about it, that you guys had to hit the subscription button down there, the notification bell. We're going to be doing our Darknet show tomorrow with Josh. It looks like his girlfriend Katie is going to be able to join us. Samantha is going to be able to join us. We're going to be going live at 8 o'clock.
Yes.
I got an outline all together so that we'll have a couple questions, what the generalized answers are from the internet, and then we'll talk about it as a group. You know, what are your thoughts? What are your comments? Do you have any experience with this? What is your opinion on it? right?
Right? Did
Of
you
course,
know it? Did you like? I mean, yes.
of
There's
course,
some
this
weird
first
little
episode
facts.
is going to be about the basics pretty much. And then from there, we'll start targeting certain factors of the deep web and singling them out and exploring them in depth.
I don't know. One of Josh's first videos was the deep web and stuff, and he did explain it very well. Like, I do remember now that we're looking into it on our own. But I mean, like, it is kind of interesting. There is a lot of stuff in the deep web besides just the stuff that everybody in the news and your family and, you know, everybody and their mother tells you is what is in there. It's like, wait, what? There's that?
So
No.
what do we got going on, Samantha? Is there anybody over there in the chat? Do we got people hanging out with us? Am I ranting about that magical internet money that's only used in these drug markets that I'm going to start talking about as well out here?
Oh, well, we got a few people.
Okay.
Paul Rouleau, as always.
Paul Rouleau, buddy, my man, you know, we couldn't do the show without you. If Samantha didn't tell me that you were there, I'd have to be like, I don't know what we're doing anymore.
Oh, you would just sense it. You would know Paul Rouleau was there.
There was something wrong with the force.
He's not watching. Yes. I am 4 a.m. He says, hello, guys. We are the best. Aw.
Well, we try. I mean, what else can we do besides get out here, keep talking about Bitcoin? Because talking about Bitcoin is how you spread awareness, right? We're going to keep talking about it until, hey, it gets $1 million or we don't have air to breathe. One or the other.
Well, Paul Rouleau says, good evening, TJ. Oh, TGIF.
Samantha.
Yeah.
Which beer are you on over there?
I'm on my first Heineken, thank you. I also just had a shitty day. Yeah. Wonder why the man. All right. I am 4 a.m. says that he is second, but everyone gets a trophy. Yes. Yes. Who cares about first, seconds, or 12s? Just come on in. Everybody gets
Everybody,
a trophy.
please comment in the chat. Let Samantha know that you're here. So,
don't lurk in the dark. Oh, okay. Hold on. I am 4 a.m. Can you speak about decentralized finance and what is needed in blockchain decentralized tech that will replace banking products? And in other words, what needs to be done or created to make the banks less relevant?
Smart contracts, right? Smart contracts are the key in order to have banking in the crypto universe, right? Because you can have cryptocurrency to be able to replace money. But what happens is the banks act as escrow services, approving contracts, approving to make sure that, you know, these money transactions are happening the way they're supposed to, like small bits being paid at certain times.
Yes, like the funky, you're only paying for the auto insurance and the life insurance and the Uber. Like, yes, teeny tiny chunks.
So, I mean, I don't know if it's, you know, because I'm a Bitcoin maximalist and all of that, but it's that we need to see a smart contract that's able to work with a currency or built into one of these currencies and then also accept it, right? Adoption is one of my big plights out here that this is what's going to make the difference.
That's why everybody's scared of the Libra, because I mean, like how everybody uses Facebook and there is the Cash app and there are things where your Uber driver can accept the Cash app. Like, it's not good, but it's that you need it to be like that entire network to have it work. And that is hard. I mean, but no one wants Libra. So there you go.
I mean, it's going to be a long time till we see the banks actually fade away and the entire cryptocurrency space evolve enough where you can have your grandmother and the homeless person and, you know, the single mother be able to utilize it to the fullest extent that these people also have credit cards and debit cards, right?
Yes,
or a majority of them. Or they have a pay card that came from their part-time job.
Yes, like where they have something that's backing them, and that's how it works. You know, like as a greater system, these people that might not actually have enough money or the best intentions are still covered. by something that's greater.
I guess when I came into the cryptocurrency space and I started realizing, all of this was amazing and that this is what we need for the future, I was anxious for it to just take over. And now, a couple years later, I realized that I'm probably not going to see the day where the world is full crypto. Right.
I think it'll probably be in the last 10 or 20 years of our lives. I think that
I will see a good adoption rate by then.
Age, that it, yes,
that we'll see a good adoption rate of it. But I still think Fiat Cash will exist. I think that paper checks will still probably exist in some form, and people will still be running around with credit cards and pay apps, and money is just going to be in so many various forms. Most of which is going to be, are you smart enough to learn which ones are smart money and which ones are exploiting you? Like right now, you could go get one of those, pay cards, right? And they charge you like $10 a month and $5 to load them and something
even if you want Hello Kitty face on it, or your face and your dog or whatever, yes, it's $10 and $5 to load it, and there's a $2 fee here and there,
but they still exist. Yeah. People still utilize them.
Yes, because that's the problem. Is yes. And that is the problem. Until it gets that kind of simple, there will always be fiat. So
I don't know if that actually answered the question.
I am for I am says exactly. Smart contract.
Well,
truthless systems between two parties without a third party institution.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, no, I've skipped over stuff. Paul Rouleau says free toasters for opening a new Bitcoin account. I am for ISM says good one. Toasters, but yes. Mm-hmm. Crypto Kerbert is here. He says, yo, Josh says that he took down his deep web video, the one that I liked, like your third one or something. It was, yes, but I liked it. But he took it down and he said it had 1,000 views, and then he felt it was too obsolete.
Well, hey, that is part of this. I don't know. It does seem like that Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and the dark web go hand in hand. The dark web wouldn't really exist without cryptocurrency because it's needed in order to utilize and pay for stuff, right? Yes. So once you have a digital currency, then you, of course, can facilitate these illegal, illicit activities.
But just like we were saying, there's other stuff.
There is other stuff.
Where it's just that you're anti-government, or
I don't know. We'll talk about all of this and maybe some statistical numbers tomorrow. It's just that there's views, because there's mystery behind it, and I'm hoping that maybe this will bring some more people to the channel.
Yes,
to be able to stay in the motion, to spread Bitcoin awareness, because of course that is my underlying goal here at all points in time, is to hopefully help at least one or two people avoid some scams. Let you guys know about the free help desk at eugeneforest20@gmail.com. Let you know there's some links down there below to some other social medias that you can hit me up at if you got questions, like Twitter and Facebook and all of that. But we got news. Or we still going to keep going with the chat? Of course, you guys are the most important part of all of this. This is why you're here, Samantha. The news was so here in the beginning. I finally got a couple of topics together towards the end. The IRS sending out letters, right? You guys all heard about this already. It's been the main number one topic all day. So we can burn through this one real quick. They're sending out letters to everybody who traded crypto. We don't really know what's what, because they started sending them out about a week ago. To about 10,000 different taxpayers. And they're all going to have them by the end of August, it's looking like. They're labeled letters 6173, 6174, 6174A. We've already talked about these. It was over a week ago we had brought up that these letters were getting ready to be issued. It's in my pocket here, Samantha. There you go.
Thank you.
Oh,
but
right.
Yes, this is the one that
this is the letter we're talking about a couple of weeks back. So, I knew that this was coming down the pipeline. Hopefully you guys would have known that this was coming down the pipeline as well. But we're looking at cryptocurrency traders, possibly who were turned in through Poloniex KYC and Coinbase through some of the earlier years. you know, in the amount of $20,000 and more. That's why we're only looking at 10,000 people. So, I mean, this is easily litigated through paying your taxes or fessing up or coming up with some sort of cover story.
In theory, most of these people probably get audited kind of in general every couple years because they're, you know what I mean? Like, did you subcontract for real? Did you?
Oh, you mean they're not like us just filing some W-2s
no,
and the
a little
easy
bit
form
of a
and
financial advisor-ness that you need to have. Yeah.
hoping for that EIC and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I mean, but yes, like really, like I'm going to go with a lot of the 10,000 people probably kind of have gotten audited every couple years because of stuff they did or didn't do.
We know that we should be paying our taxes. I mean, it is what it is. And of course, the long arm of the law is always going to get you.
And they're trying to make it easier with their little fill in.
But this is also just more of the crackdown from the U.S. government to obscure people from wanting to get into Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Right now, the publicity news is what is going to be happening with U.S. regulation. Right? Yeah. What is the regulation going to be towards taxes? We're expecting more regulation to be coming out on all of this. You know, are we going to be going the way of New York, where, I mean, Paul Rouleau could tell you firsthand that it sucks, right? So
yeah, he's getting shut down left and right for no good reason.
We know that you know, I have the message of Bitcoin and awareness and the revolution, right? But there's people here that are for the Lambos too. Right. And if you're here for the Lambos, that's happening down there in those 200-300 coins. And that's not happening with New York City or New York regulation.
Oh, no. Yeah.
And this is what's going to happen with the KYC and all of this is that they're going to be trying to shut out that peer-to-peer transaction that makes Bitcoin as great as it is. Is it going to suppress the price? Possibly in the short term. Could they stifle development? That's what we're fighting for, right?
I mean, it's just like the dark web. It's the more you hear that is negativeness, the more you get to brainwash the masses that it is all of it's bad. So yes, I mean, I really hope they cannot stifle it more. But
all right, do we got something in the chat about any of this, or should I just keep rolling on with the news topics?
I am says pound. Click, smash, touch, click the like button.
You guys, it helps out. You know, it helps put us in the side channel there of all the other YouTube videos. And when that happens, then we get new subscribers.
I am says also enter something into the comments. It helps the algo. It does.
Well, I mean, it puts Sammy out of work if you don't.
I know, right? What do I talk to? Nothing. What, Eugene? I've talked to him for 20 years. That crap's boring. Like,
right.
We're pretty much thinking and saying the same things.
So
wait, I am says, yikes, IRS boogeyman. Have second passport? You can have a second passport?
You can have a second passport.
He says, will travel, will relocate, will permanently tourist, will renounce. Taxation is theft. What?
Crypto Tips actually does a video on dual citizenship.
So wait.
Yeah, you can buy or request citizenship in other countries so that you can have dual citizenship.
What, like a U.S. and a Canadian passport or something? Like a something and a something?
A something and a something, yes. What? All right, so we got BitTorrent. I meant to ask you to make sure I'm saying this right, but Bram Cohen. BRAM and then COHAN or EN, sorry. Bram Cohen.
Okay,
the guy from BitTorrent. He owns or did own BitTorrent. He's tweeting out about Justin Sun. He can't stay out of the news lately with the bad news. You know how he blew off the Warren Buffett thing, and now that he's supposedly under litigation.
Supposed to be like, doing little
a year ago. And well, they made the BTT token and all of that. Well, it looks like he tweeted out and asked if Justin Sun was hard up for cash.
Huh.
And apparently, he hasn't let the last payment for BitTorrent go through at escrow.
Ooh.
So I don't know what's going on over there with all this craziness. I mean, what I really want to point out here, though, is that this is why Bitcoin is great, because we don't know who Satoshi is. He either had the foresight or misfortune of being able to leave the project, and that is what helped make it great. Is that it is just as anonymous as anything else.
Yes, he dipped like right before Mushroom
So
Cloud.
I mean, it could be one of the underlying reasons of why the Tron price is down, maybe, but at the same time, I mean, he's just a promoter. He doesn't code, he doesn't do anything.
No, I mean, he is like the pharmaceutical salesperson or whatever. Like, he's not the scientist. He's the one shilling.
He's that blonde girl on Big Bang Theory.
Yes. Who was the waitress at the Cheesecake Factory. Just saying, like, yes, like, his job is to shill. And to shill well.
Well, I mean, everything he does has controversy latent around it, as we looked at his Twitter followers and his announcements of announcements.
Yeah, because I don't know, like, this is a recent one, the Buffett lunch. But I mean, he's had a few times where he's been called out on like publicity stunt kind of crap or whatever. So I mean, yes. I don't know, it's the Asian invasion, man. They just don't quit. All right. So I am 4am says, look up nomadic capitalist. Second, third passports, etc. Apparently, I need to learn these things. I just thought I had to be a United States citizen.
See, the problem is to figure these things out when your salary or your income is like around that $30,000 a year, like you're an average American, right? Because it's always one thing when you say, "Oh yeah, you could buy another citizenship," but it's like $150,000, and it's like, you know, that's like my house.
Yes, right. It's like, so second mortgage to not be in this country. Okay, right? Like, those are my choices.
So, I mean, you know what I mean? It's realistic. And then also when you get there, you got to have money.
Like, yeah, but it's like, can we buy it to be, I don't want to knock Venezuela. It's just the first one that comes to mind. But I mean, like, dual citizen Venezuelan.
You know, Samantha, I think we could just go there and set up shop with as much Bitcoin as we have. I mean, we'd have to worry about not getting rent attacked, and I'm sure that we could get somebody to bring us like avocados and eggs and stuff like that, and we could survive in the jungle.
Well, I mean, you know, people like me. Eugene.
Yeah, people do like you when you speak enough Spanish.
Yep, and I get lots of Sammy treats. I really do, from strangers. It's awesome. It has happened my entire life. I do not know why, but I am very grateful. Okay, so Paul Rouleau says a former head of the IRS publicly stated recently that the income tax is voluntary. Damn, what have I been doing for years, man?
Ask Wesley Snipes, right?
Right.
5 years or whatever he did way back in the day.
If he's like thinking it's voluntary. I know. My father actually even had where like he went overseas and did something, but
he worked in security and worked overseas in Africa and didn't quite claim his money properly, and they came after him.
Like do taxes. He just claimed his actual like income, and came back and bit him. Yes, it did. I am 4am says, but tell the judge that to a judge, they won't budge.
So we got Lightning Network. This is the last little bit of news I thought I'd talk about out here.
Once again, Lightning.
We love Lightning. You guys know I'm a Lightning fanboy when it comes to this.
Fanboy.
And it's been a little while since we heard some news. This isn't like, to me, it's not the most amazing news, but it's a step in the right direction for ultimate progress, right? And those are always a good thing.
Yeah.
We got the Lightning Network. We got a node monitoring tool. So there's a lot of different aspects that this can be used for. This is coming out from Lightning Labs. It's an alpha test. It's called INDMON. Indoman. I guess that's how you'd say it.
Okay.
Indoman. All right. It prevents issues before they actually occur, like network issues that could happen. So this is great, right? Because we've seen a few of these things happening already this year, and it's a step in the ultimate direction of making Lightning Network stable. Because if everybody can get these tools implemented to be able to start monitoring their nodes, then the network becomes and starts stabilizing.
See, that's what I was gonna say about Lightning. Is we actually hear pretty consistently something about Lightning.
Something.
It is not necessarily the flags and the sparkle
Yeah, the front page
and the
news.
banner that you need, but it is trekking on. And that is what I like about Lightning. I mean, we watched the horrible little webcastness of them starting Lightning. And I mean, they are going. And that is why I like it. They are very smart people behind it. And this is just another something that has happened while they're continuing to go forward.
I mean, of course, I still have my reserves, right? You have to keep an eye on everything. You got to also look at the peripherals. And what I see is my biggest concern is what's been in the news lately about how the amount of Bitcoins wrapped in an ERC20 token has been on the rise.
Yeah,
in comparison
ridiculous.
to Lightning Network. To me, that goes to show that people don't necessarily understand
you're Duncaning your crypto.
how unstable Ethereum can still be, and how we need to actually all be pushing towards these second tier solutions like Lightning and Liquid and
Mimblewimbles and all these
Rootstock and everything else, because these are the future of Bitcoin. Everything can exist on the base layer when we're talking about a day-to-day currency that we want to be transacting billions of transactions in a minute.
We want you to be the MasterCard, but to be the second layer. I mean, it needs to be that kind of fluid at all times. I really do think Lightning really, I mean, with all the torches and with all of the things that it has done, and how you can now have wallets even though you don't actually own a node or have enough for a node, all of that. I really do feel that Lightning is going to be the second layer for Bitcoin, but the fungibility that everybody likes to talk about and the simplicity, it's going to happen on a second tier, because quite honestly, Bitcoin is like the Holy Grail, the 10 Commandments. There is a certain amount that you can mess with it, and that's it. And it needs to be something more.
It's all going to take time, right?
Yes.
Early days, that's what we talk about all the time. That's why we're here. That's what the excitement is that we get to sit here and we get to watch the drama unfold day after day after day. I know that the last 3 years have been one hell of a ride.
We're
right,
in the crypto Bible,
so
people, okay?
I mean, at this point, it is like, I just want to see what's going to happen. I want to see how the future is going to unravel. I mean, I have faith that Bitcoin is going to place itself in the highest of levels out there in the existence of currencies. I mean, it has been performing better than any other currency year after year. It is constantly setting higher highs. Sometimes it comes down, right? Sometimes there's bear markets. Accumulate, look at the indicators that work, be smart about it. It is not the fiat dollar, so those rules do not apply here.
I mean, I really do believe a lot of the other YouTubers, I mean, there's quite a few, but that we are in early days, and that we do need to be excited, and that you do need to really take in all that's going on around you, because these things are not going to happen again. We are in a decade that things are changing, and after this, they will be cemented, and people will take these things for granted, but we are watching it happen.
I mean, that's why hindsight is 2020.
Yes.
Right? You don't realize how relevant these moments are and how precious
Yes, you
the
think
Bitcoin
Rosa
you
Parks
have.
or yes, the things that were that no.
Yes,
no
every
one
Satoshi
thinks.
is worth more than you could imagine in the future. Just don't part with it.
Realize how important
All right.
it is what you have.
What do we got going on in the chat, Samantha? We got to start wrapping this up. Are we hitting that 30-minute
we're
mark?
At 38 minutes.
Oh, we're past it. We're
were
breaking
2
those
minutes
YouTube
but
rules.
We are definitely 6 minutes over. Okay. So, Paul Rillo says, apparently we have all been drafted. IM4IM says that we need privacy network second layer on BTC. Individual monetary sovereignty. Yes. Okay. IM4AM says volunteer is like drafted. Paul Rillo says yes. We are already light years ahead of where we were when I got in. We are one.
It is.
I mean, we are light years away from when we got in. And a lot of you got in before us.
When we got in, Ethereum was under $1, right, Samantha?
Yes.
And ERC20 tokens weren't even born yet.
Nope. No fathom of that loveliness. Yes.
Doge was huge.
And we mined Ripple and Factum and like horrible crap.
All right. Mm-hmm. So is that about it, Samantha? Should I start wrapping up this episode?
Okay. Mm-hmm. Parillo, except in New York, we always move backwards. Yeah, I know. Where we move backwards.
That's why the price of Bitcoin, I feel, is moving sideways, is that we realize here that regulation is coming out from the United States, and the regulation from the United States kind of sets a lot of precedents for the rest of the world. So as people kind of are sitting here leery of how strict this regulation could be, and if it's going to suppress the overall price of Bitcoin, people are trying to preemptively predict it in that way. It's a prepare for the worst and hope for the best situation.
Yeah, that's the problem, is that like people are trying to, I don't know, like, yes, psychoanalyze human natures and psycho stuff. And it's like, it's very hard to profile a mass population and think that even that we are 1%, but still to think that you can get the 1% profiled enough or whatever to...
Right, because it seems like the Bitcoin charts flips back and forth between either continuing along with technical analysis and letting those lines actually act as support and, telling you where it's going to go in the future for these wedges and whatnot. Head and shoulders, Bart Simpson pattern, right? Or is it really just based on emotional predictions of people?
The FOMOs and the FUDs and the oh my god and the stuff.
The psychological profiles of traders trading a digital asset that's tethered to the real world is very limited.
Oh yes, and God, that the episode of The View where Whoopi Goldberg spoke about it for 5 minutes, but in the negative, like dropped the price. Like really, like. Psyche is not always awesome. All right. So IM4AM says, unfortunate fact, economic collapse will speed up adoption. When the USD loses reserve status, we will use Bitcoin like Venezuela does.
I agree. I mean, I believe that as we do move into the future, how the US dollar is the lubricant for the rest of the federal reserves of the world, it'll be nice to see Bitcoin replace it. It's just, I want to see the First Nation. I want to see the domino theory take effect with Bitcoin.
See, what I'm afraid of is that there will literally be like a separation. And like how right now we're seeing Venezuela and Iran and Turkey and a few of the other, some of the South Africa, but like where they are literally, doing the whole trading and going back and forth to not have to deal with U.S. sanctions. But in the end or whatever, is it going to be, or even United States citizens, that there are two levels, people that still deal in fiat and the rest that are just kind of having to, like, I guess you would still have to, because sadly the US doesn't let you pay your bills or have a percentage of your 401k or your interest. But I mean, that you'll still be in between, because that, I don't know how long that's going to take. I'm thinking we're going to have, oh, Bitcoin Jake is here now. He says, hi, I'm late.
Well, thanks for joining us, Bitcoin Jake. We're getting ready to shut down this episode, though. I need you guys to hit that like button. I need you to hit that notification bell, because tomorrow's episode is going to be a really special one. We're going to have quite the group together, right? And we're just going to be conversating. We're going to take a look at the deep web, right? We're going to see what you need for the basics, what we know about it as just four standard individuals, right? And if any of us have dabbled around with it or played around, I personally started investigating this for these shows, and I want to see if I can see if we can generate some views and we can generate some interest. I would like to see about making this a weekly or bi-weekly episode here at Bitcoin and Coffee.
We're trying to spread knowledge. We are not gray area or criminal things. This is literally, we would like to find out the things that are what they are, and if we've been lied to. It's very simple.
So you guys can come along, you can join us, you can just click on this YouTube channel and find out what's happening. Apparently, mystery boxes are all the rage on YouTube lately, that people are ordering mystery boxes off the dark web and getting all sorts of creepy stuff. I have asked Samantha about it. We are contemplating that maybe
our child chimed in and was like, you're going to get some dead kid's backpack. It was like, what?
Well, the other day I was actually listening to number stations, and Eugene said that the Russians were going to come kill us in our sleep.
Number stations are creepy. I'm just going to put that out there.
All right. So is there anybody else in the chat? Should we just go ahead and wrap this up? Is that going to be it for this episode? I really would appreciate it if you guys could donate a couple Satoshis to Satoshis for Sam at the Bitcoin address. It's listed down below. They show up on the tally fund. It helps us get to the Wakana Festival. It helps buy the Bitcoin flyers. We are also matching all of this dollar for dollar to make it happen. We have come quite a long ways already. We're 60-something days, 63 days away from the event.
Yes.
But we need to get the money before the event. The price of tickets go up. We got to get the flyers a couple weeks in advance. If you want to help us make flyers, please hit me up on one of the messaging services, and we can work this out. I'm looking for help all the time. We're always looking for extra help and support around the channel here. If you want to help in any possible way, be a guest, interviews, message me. We can make it happen. Thumbnails,
God
yes.
Anything
you can think of as well. It's all about Bitcoin awareness. There's a revolution happening right below the surface. All you have to do is trade in a little bit of that Fiat Cash for Bitcoin, and you're partaking in the revolution. We got to get the word out. We got to tell people that this is the best revolution ever, because you're not getting maced. You're not getting the hoses turned on you. You're not getting beat in the streets, but you're going to change the world, and you're going to make it a better place.
All right. I am 4am says, well-known billionaire Ray Dalio. What do you know with that? I have no clue, because obviously not that well known, at least not to me. Now recommends 10% of your portfolio being precious metals, not 1%. Land, precious metals, crypto.
I mean, I don't know. I have never been. No one's ever said Eugene was stupid. Okay, I'm not trying to praise myself, but I've never been stupid. No one's ever really taught me about money. I went to school. I went to college, right? Yep. I even went and started off for business, then switched over to information technology and PC repair, thinking that this might be a quick way to get out and start making money to support my family. And how I learned the most about money was getting into the cryptocurrency space. Because we took a hard look at what money really is then. We're able to step out of it. And once you do, and you look back at it, it's clear as day.
I took finances in high school and in college. Intro to finance, intro to yes, it's all lies. It's not real. That's not the
It's
way
just
it
paper
works.
that they control and that they can print off all the time, willy-nilly. All right, you guys. Should I keep going? Is there something in the chat, Samantha?
No, we are good.
All right, because you guys know you're the most important of all of this. We love you guys so much. You're what make this all happen. We would never cut this short if you guys had something to say in the
we
chat.
love you guys.
Without you guys, it wouldn't happen, right? I want you guys to go out there. I want you to have a great weekend. I hope I see you tomorrow. All right. Tell your friends. Do everything you can to support the episode and the channel.
Come on, it's gonna be
share it
us
out.
talking.
I might be posting it really early so you guys can help share it out on Twitter and Facebook and everything else. Come follow me on Facebook. We still don't have a lot of subscribers over there.
Twitters,
And
minds, everything.
Remember to keep that BTC safe. Later, you guys.
Bye, guys.